pulled in all directions with thoughts I can't defend.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 2 of Beyond the Music. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me, as always, for this second edition, he is the man behind Captain's Revenge, the man behind the Max Wrestling Podcast, the Cap himself, Dazzy Lee, Dazzy Dangerously, my homie. How are you, Dazzy?
I'm good. It's episode 2. I didn't think we were going to get a second episode. It's not like I intended to stop after like 2 albums, but it was supposed to be just to promote Captain's Revenge, and now we're continuing to promote Captain's Revenge.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, when you think of what you're doing with the music vibes, too, how can you not? I mean, it's your story. You're telling it. I'm going to tell you something right now. This guy and I have been knowing each other officially this month has been 9 years, and to see your journey to where you have been through podcasting and music, it definitely is a sight to see. You got a new album coming out this Friday, World's End. I did get a chance as well to get an early little clear vibe to it, and I gotta say, y'all are in for a treat, because Dazzy, with what you've been doing with this, and we'll get into clarity in a second, but the emotional roller coaster ride that you're taking everybody through has been awesome, man.
Yeah, don't tell Feeney that you had a preview of the full album, because he's already salty. And he's only heard a few tracks. No, sorry, Feeney.
Sorry, Phoenix. Oh, Feeney. What's up, Craig?
Mr. Feeney!
Mr. Feeney! I'm so glad we're calling him that now. Anyway, Craig, we love you. But no, I look at it from this album too as well. I'll even start out by asking you this, dude. Like, how awesome is it to see, I mean, pun intended with the name Clarity, from where you are now with Worlds End, and we'll talk about the songs and everything, but the journey of just your growth from where you were to where you are now, man. You've been through a lot, and you've come out on the other side, my dude.
Yeah, and of course that's the beauty of music. You can pour your whole life into it and tell your life story through music. And whether it's good or bad, life events obviously inspire music. I didn't expect to be doing 4 albums in the space of 12 months, but obviously a lot of shit's happened.
Very true. I was going to compare it to, it's like when the Insane Clown Posse released like 12 albums in like one flipping year. Like I said, I'm gonna start.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Well, come on, man. Like you had, come on. Like from '99 to 2000, they're beefing with Sharon Osbourne. They're beefing with Eminem. Oh, by the way, we're going to start a wrestling promotion. Oh, by the way, here's another album. Fuck yourselves. Like that was literally the Insane Clown Posse.
You don't beef with Sharon Osbourne.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, rest in peace to Ozzy, as he is wearing the classic T-shirt right there. Rob, Nicola, and I were talking about it on the last episode, and Dazzy knows where I'm going with here. Besides the Insane Clown Posse, the clip of her and Megan Hauserman from the Rock of Love Charms,
yes,
with a drink on her. Oh, dude, you don't mess with Sharon.
Like Sharon can take insults about herself, but don't fuck with Ozzy. Don't mention Ozzy.
You don't absolutely not mess with Ozzy. And I mean, when you think of Ozzy, I mean, we'll even mention that here. Like, with what we got to see, how he transcended music, isn't it great to see not just the wrestlers? Because I know Bronwyn Billington, the daughter of the late, great Dynamite Kid, put up the photo from WrestleMania 2. Everybody's been showcasing I Don't Want to Stop from that infamous episode of SmackDown. Like,
yes.
How much of the influence as far as Ozzy as well goes into your music? Because from his festivals and everything, Ozzy was very deep. You could think of Mama, I'm Coming Home and everything that he's done from Black Sabbath, but he was very deep in his own right.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll get into it, like one song in particular on the new album. But I put a post up, I think it was this morning actually, how Ozzy was a huge influence on my music taste. So I was like, I think I said it was before I hit double figures, so it must have been 8 or 9, maybe 9, going on 10. I had all my dad's old LPs, and it was Black Sabbath, Whitesnake, AC/DC, Iron Maiden. So that was that genre, that generation was very much the foundations of my music taste, which is obviously built onto Linkin Park, Metallica, Shinedown, Disturbed. But yeah, without Ozzy, I probably wouldn't be into the music that I'm into today. So, and like I said, it's so nice to see, like you said, he transcended his genre. And the more you think about it, how much he actually was involved with wrestling and WWE in particular. He was at WrestleMania 2. He did multiple theme songs. He's in the Hall of Fame. He guest hosted Raw that one time.
Doing the X Factor, and here comes Chris Masters with his friggin' pet popping over here. My goodness gracious. Yeah, and Ozzy just laughing. Like, this fucking guy, they're making his pop. Well, that's the thing too. You have to think also the Osbournes, like friggin' when like the show. Oh, dude, the show comes out. Come here, puss. Come here, puss.
I don't give a shit about no Kardashians. The Osbournes was the best celebrity family reality show you could ever hope to see.
It was
And I
fantastic.
think not only did it introduce a whole new generation to Ozzy Osbourne, but it just made people fall in love with him all over again because without even intending to be, he was such a character. If you just watch okay, he was drunk a lot of the time, but if you just watch the Osbournes, endless quotes from Ozzy, like telling his cats, "You're gonna die if you touch this fucking chicken."
I'm the Prince of fucking Darkness. Like,
my favorite. There's two ones that are my favorites. One was one of the dogs. I think it was a Chihuahua, had bladder issues, and it kept defecating all over the floor. And there's just one scene where Ozzy's like, "Hey, pissed on my fucking carpet. Those fucking bastard dogs. They're part of Bin Laden's gang. They got an extra tank up their ass." That's my best Ozzy. And then
that was great.
And then, but my absolute favorite episode of the whole show was when Sharon and the kids were beefing with the neighbors. And they're just going back and forth, arguing over the fence. The police show up twice, I think. And Ozzy is sleeping throughout this entire episode, just sleeping on the couch while all this mayhem's going on. And then all of a sudden he wakes up near the end of it. And Sharon's throwing like food over the fence and stuff just to piss him off. Ozzy comes up with this big log of wood, and Sharon's just like, "Ozzy, not wood. You get done for manslaughter." Then you just hear smash, Ozzy tripping over the hedge, and you just go, "Put the wood through the fucking window." And then the cops show up again.
That's the thing. And actually, this will tie into Hulk Hogan because it's funny you brought that up. Is remember the episode of Hogan Knows Best where they're beefing with the neighbors and then Linda has to go to court because she has all those animals. But I'm like, what the hell do you expect? Like, you got a chicken, you got a fucking dogs, cats, birds, and everything. What the hell do you expect? You got like fucking 25 animals.
You know what? Hogan Knows Best was okay.
It wasn't. It was not bad. Absolutely.
It was okay. But the Osbournes is head and shoulders above any reality show I've ever seen in my life.
I think when you think of the Osbournes for me, because that was the same year of Goldmember. Boobs, Ozzy.
These fucking filmmakers just fucking boobs. They're using the same joke as the last Austin Powers movie.
It's so good. But that's the thing too, man. Oh, do I even dare say Little Nicky? You could do it, Ozzy. Bite his fucking head off.
Ozzy should have made more cameos.
Oh, God. Yeah.
He was a natural actor, to be fair to him.
This is very true. I mean, when you think of it's like when Ted Nugent was on Miami Vice and he played like the biggest dickhead ever to John Johnson in that episode of Definitely Miami. And Ted Nugent, you say what you will, but goddamn it, he played such a great heel. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these depth characters. Oh, well, speaking of depth to characters, man, let's talk about this album here, World's End. I got to tell you, first and foremost, before we even go back and we'll touch Clarity and all that too, my favorite thing that I listened to this, Dazzy, and I said this to you before we go on air, and I say this with the utmost compliment here because we are wrestling fans or we are music fans, but I got to tell you what's so cool about this that I think is so much the R that gets me. If y'all were to put this on any SVR menu for like a Create a Wrestler game, and I say this with the utmost sincerity and respect, it's like when you had like friggin' Blackstone Cherry and all these friggin' songs. It reminds me of like an SVR menu, but so depth to it, man. I love it.
The soundtracks for the SmackDown games used to be so much fire, and now I don't know a single thing that comes on.
I mean, Wiz Khalifa's fine in 2 Chainz, but nothing will ever beat Big Train Rolling Down the Line Makes Me Lonely. Like, come on now, man. Like, that what kind of reminds me of. It's like the type of genre of music that you put within this album and everything from your sounds and the eclecticness. It reminds me of something you would see in the SVR menu, which again, folks, if you've not checked out the earlier soundtracks, they were the shit.
Yeah, well, again, that's my influence. That's my music taste. Was early 2000s, mid 2000s. That new metal scene. and all the bands that we discover through wrestling, like fucking Seven Dust and stuff like that. But of course, Linkin Park's the main influence as always.
Yes. I'll be honest, when it's funny you mentioned Seven Dust and Linkin Park, this also transcends to wrestling. Do you remember Tell Me How Does It Feel to Be the Enemy? You're the enemy! Like that first
Godsmack, yes.
Yes. And even them with friggin' hey, Mr. Backstabbing son of a bitch.
that is easily one of Godsmack's best songs. That and what was the one with it? It was an acoustic song.
Oh, I only do for you what you do for me. Touche with Dropbox.
Touche, yes, that was a great song. Very underrated.
Yes. Yeah, and only do for you what you do for me. Okay, perfect. Yes. Now for me, I'll go to Linkin Park for a second. It's like, I'll tell you straight up, when I first heard One Step Closer, and this was on TRL in the States, I'm like, who was this dude with the friggin' blonde hair? And you got this friggin' dude with like the pink hair. I'm like, I want to hear more of this. One step closer to the end, and I'm about to break that whole hybrid theory. It's 25 years old, but still holds up to this very day.
Yeah. Man, the looks. The spiky hair from Chester, the pink hair on Mike. They were certainly trying to blend genres in 2000.
Oh, agreed, man. And I think with what you do here, let's talk about the tattoo song first, because besides of it being on you like a tattoo, tattoos are permanent. But you, my friend, you added this fricky to it, and I'm like, okay, you see, you add the little body to it, everything to it. I love that, man. Talk about tattoo, because that has a lot of meaning with the preference and permanence of it.
Yeah, tattoo is basically how you're left with permanent scars. You can't shake people off, and it definitely has a Linkin Park vibe with the, like you said, the wiki boo. To be honest, I think that was the hardest going song on the album when I wrote it, and then I wrote the one that comes before it, which we'll mention in a sec.
Oh my god!
But what I like about Tattoo is how it fades. The ending of the song cuts, and then it sort of blends perfectly into the next track, which is the bridge. But Tattoo is just from a standpoint of being, you know what, you can try different things, but you can't forget me.
You think what's great about it too is, as well as, I think that just message right there that goes to everything we've all had, the good ones and the bad ones, as far as tattoo and its arts. But like Papa Roach once sang, our scars remind us, so to speak. So you have that nice little element of what we really get within today's genre of music. But for you, man, he mentioned it the one before it. I'm just going to say it because I was not ready for this. I really wasn't, because you start with the intro and it's therapy. And like that is like very cool. It has the vibe to it. And I'm like, okay, where do we go from here? Because the intro sets the tone from the album, from the music and the vibes. But then you get, oh my God. So the name of the song is Hands Up If You're Fucked Up. Wow. I found myself raging. I found myself headbanging. Dazzy, let's talk about this, because hands up if you're fucked up. Holy hell, dude.
Hands up if I like. There's a couple of swearing in some of my songs, but hands up if you're fucked up is obviously the only one that I have to skip if my daughter is in the car, because it's not just a sly slur in one of the verses. Like, that's the name of the song, that's the chorus, and I think the F-bomb is dropped at least 20 times. I haven't actually counted. I'm just guessing. There's a lot of F-bombs in that song.
I mean, you really go with a lot of it. Reminds me of when System of a Down came out with War, fuck the system, war. I need to fuck the system.
And very much Limp Bizkit's Hot Dog. 46 fucks in his fucked up rhyme. When I wrote this, I actually wrote this one in about 10 minutes. I was waiting in line in the barbers, and I wrote it while I was sitting down waiting. And as I was writing it, the only thing I was picturing was a mosh pit. And that's why when you get to the bridge, the line is hold on, hold, and fucking go. And you just imagine everybody crashing together. But Yeah, the song is literally, if you're fucked up, we're fucked up. Put your hands up. We're all together. We're all in this together.
Amen to that. And a lot of people can definitely resonate and generate with that. First of all, we're not going to gloss over the fact that you're getting a haircut. You're at the barbershop. And you know what? I'm going to write a song. It's called Hands Up If You're Fucked Up. From the barbershop, Dazzy. From the barbershop.
It could have gone all Ice Cube, but instead it went to fucking mosh pits. um, but you mentioned the intro therapy. Obviously, there's two vocal line. Well, they're not vocals. They're like spoken parts. And it's obviously a quote from Joker, which is a reference to therapy and going through shit. And obviously the line is, have you had any negative thoughts lately? And it's the retort is, all I have is negative thoughts. Which then I think fades very well into hands up if you're fucked up.
Oh, it absolutely does. I think it transcended just because I'm feeling like you talk about the vibes and the hype of it and having negative thoughts. You're using pop culture and the Joker, which is so relative and everybody, like we mentioned, can resonate and generate. But what you have that really supersedes what we get to see here is just something that really stands up of like a world's end type of vibe with this. And the song in itself, the self-titled song on that album is great. Like it really does get to show, like we talk about that whirlwind of emotions that you've had. And me, I know you, I love you, and it really does show again your growth. But also at the same time too, you have that nice little mix and mend of like the female artist that sounds like Evanescence mixed with the new chick from Linkin Park, like we talked about your influence. But dude, like I got like early vibes to like the friggin' Fallen album, like Going Under. Everybody's full with that female vocalist. Man, that was good.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with the back and forth vocals. When I first started doing it on the second album, it was a little bit tricky because you were trying to get one voice and you were getting the other, and you were just like, wait, no, go back. But the software that I use it's evolved so much in just the 12 months that I've been using it. It's gotten so much more interactive, so much more in depth. So many more things you can do. It's a lot more precise in terms of producing and fine tuning certain things. You can, when I first started using it, you could only get stems for like vocals and then the instrument track. Now you can get vocals, drums, guitars, bass, everything to just fiddle with it however you want. So it's been a lot easier to use that actually triple vocals, because there's one guy that raps, there's one guy that screams, and then there's the girl that does pretty much anything. And you mentioned Evanescence. I also get a little bit of a Hayley Williams vibe in some of the songs, especially in the bridge. So I've kind of nicknamed the female voice Kaylee. I don't know why. I couldn't have Hayley because that's too obvious, but so none of the members of this group have names, but the female now is called Kaylee.
I like that. I like that a lot. Nothing compares to a quiet evening alone. I mean, everything that you've done. No, that pops me huge because, again, mid-2000s, and I've always said this to people, and I'm going to put this music on here because this also ties into music and wrestling. If y'all have not checked out Max, you had me dying the other week because y'all were talking about the Judgment Day theme. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Def Rebel. And at the same time, too, I don't hate the song, but I'm like, we about to put the pain on him. Does not fit the Judgment Day at all.
Do you know what?
Good.
I just finished watching Raw with Feeney.
Yes.
And I think Judgment Day had 2 matches, and it was 2 different themes. So the first one, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez come out with Dominic. And he just goes, "Is this Dom's theme?" I'm like, I don't know anymore. I don't know whose theme is whose. I just know it sucks.
I love it.
And then the second match was Finn and JD.
Yes.
And he was like, "This theme doesn't fit." And I just went, none of them fucking fit the Judgment Day. They have like 4 themes and they're all terrible.
Yeah, so Roxanne's, for the wrestling fans that listen to this fine program, Roxanne's theme is a slowed down version of her original one. Raquel, it's just like whatever. And then the new whole Judgment Day is, we about to put the pain on him. And I'm like,
you had it perfect.
Yes.
With Alter Bridge.
Yes.
It was such a good fit, but I get it, Edge left and he has that connection with Alter Bridge. They probably got it for free, just like he uses his theme for free, the iconic Metalingus that he gets to use for free because he's tight with the Alter Bridge. So I kind of understand why they stopped using Alter Bridge for Judgment Day after Edge left, but come on, you can do better than Def Rebel. Really do put the Def in Def Rebel.
Exactly.
I think I've said it on the show. I manufacture music, and I'm not being egotistical or anything, but it sounds so much better than almost anything I've heard from Def Rebel, and they get paid so much by WWE to produce this generic bullshit.
You see, it's funny you mention that. First of all, you're not being egotistical at all. I would take anything that you do over. Oh, look at Tiffy Time. Like, it's Tiffy Time, and then that song is like, I mean, it fits Tiffany Stratton. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of the stuff that they're putting out now, and like you mentioned, it's hard even to watch the Royal Rumble because when you're watching the Rumble, it's like, wait a minute, whose theme song is that? Like,
Yeah.
and it's horrible. And I hate to say that, but it's horrible. Bailey's theme song. Again.
I've been saying this for years with the Royal Rumble. The timer hits, you count down from 10 to 1, the timer hits, the buzzer goes off, the music hits, and you're still like, okay, I don't know who's coming out. I don't know if I should pop or not. You got to look for the name on the Tron before you know who's coming out. And this is like 5 seconds into the music. You're supposed to pop as soon as the music hits. That's how the Royal Rumble works. But you can't do that with Def Rebel because you don't know who the hell's music belongs to who.
Like friggin' what's her face? Friggin' Bailey's is just role model. And I'm like, okay. Like we had some great themes now.
A mix of Roman Reigns' old theme and The Rock's theme. That actually fit Bailey.
Yeah, it did. But I get it. You're trying to get with the times. But here's a plus. We don't have Travis Scott anymore, so that's a plus. That's a plus.
Thank you. Fane.
Thank God.
Thank God Travis Scott is gone.
Well, he pissed off everybody. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, he pissed off everybody when he burst Cody's eardrum.
Yep.
Pissed off everybody that watched WrestleMania because of that stupid theme every 10 minutes. There wasn't even a song. It was just Fane. The worst thing is he's forever part of one of the most iconic moments in John Cena's career when he finally turned heel. And unfortunately, Travis Scott will forever be attached to it.
I think Nikola's Freeman. Why is this tosser in the ring? Literally, Nikola was the best about that.
Very much a tosser.
Very much a tosser. Well, I will tell you what is not a tosser, and something that you should not toss away is World's End. And I'll be like how I did that. Boom. So we'll go to another thing I got to talk about here. You did Plot Twist, and it has a piano version and the normal version. I got to say, what I liked about the title of this is that was also very cool when you also had the female vocalist in this too. It reminds me of something like we all go through it, not just because it's now the new Hardy Boys finishing maneuver, Plot Twist, which I think is also very cool that they did that. But it also makes me think of just everything, the twists and turns, the topsy-turviness of life. Can you talk about Plot Twist, man? Because both versions, even incorporating the piano and all the different instruments, really adds a nice little element to it.
Yeah, so there's two versions because when I was producing it, I came out with two samples. One was a little bit harder than the other, and then the other one was obviously the piano version, and I liked both. So both of those samples was just the first verse and then the chorus. So I finished the standard version first, which obviously has that impact when it gets to the chorus and the voice gets a little raspy, and you know. And then I still really liked the piano version because it was just like the polar opposite of the epicness you get from the standard version. So I went back and then obviously worked from the chorus, and they kind of, it's like alternate dimensions, not parallel universes is a better terminology for it. Like they start off the same and then they kind of fork off in different directions, but ultimately they're the same song, just with a little bit of a different edge. And obviously the song, is about you never know what's coming.
And it hits me a lot too, because for me, the emotional roller coaster ride, and that's what's great about wrestling music, it's storytelling. And I mean, one other one I have to mention here, because I saw the video that you put on the last Mac special of it. Holy hell, man. The Traitor, I about died Number one, just because everything fits so well and so perfectly from the presentation. And number two, god dang, man, that I like that, man. It was really,
Yeah.
really good. Something different. Nice little twist.
I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a funky. Not a funky. It's an enjoyable, fun song, and the reason it came about was I watched Sinners a while back. Probably my favorite film of the year. If you haven't watched it, go fucking watch it. It's on demand right now. The soundtrack for that film is incredible. The presentation of the music pieces. I didn't expect so much music to be in it. I just thought it's a horror film about. I didn't even know it was about vampires. Actually, I thought it was just like these demons. And then I went to watch it, and it turned out to be a full-on modern day From Dusk Till Dawn kind of movie. But it's also ingrained with all of this music that kind of blends together. In fact, there's one scene where it blends so many genres over different generations. It's an amazing scene. But there's one scene in particular where there's an Irish jig in the middle of a vampire horror film. And it's stayed with me ever since because it's so fucking catchy. And ever since I saw that scene, I wanted to write an Irish jig song for some reason, just because it was fun. So I wrote The Traitor. And again, if you know, you know, but at the same time, you can't deny it's a bit of a banger.
Oh, the night was aglow with the moon hanging high when I met me own brother with steel in his eye. A handshake he gave me, a smile cruel and thin, but the dagger was hidden neath the cloth of his grin. So lock all your windows and lock all your doors. The traitor walks free while me blood stains his floor. He sang me a toast and he drank to me name, then sold me in silence without an ounce of shame. Oh, we sat side by side and we told tales of old, but greed is a worm that can feast on the soul. I ne'er saw the blade as it flashed in the night, and he traded our bond for his selfish delights. So lock all your windows and lock all your doors. The traitor walks free while me blood stains his floor. He sang me a toast and he drank to me name, then sold me in silence without an ounce of shame. And lock all your doors. The traitor walks free while me blood stains his floor. He sang me a toast and he drank to me name, then sold me in silence without an ounce of shame. And stomp on the floor. The cold hand of justice comes a knocking on your door. Let him drink in the light, let him dance through the night. Hurrah, me soul, says I, me shillelagh I let fly. So lock all your windows and lock all your doors. The traitor walks free while me blood stains his floor. He sang me a toast and he drank to me name, then sold me in silence without an ounce of shame. Oh, dance ye fine devils and stomp on the floor. The cold hand of justice comes a knocking on your door. Let him drink in the light, let him dance through the night. Hurrah, me soul, says I, me shillelagh I let fly. So lock all your windows ounce of shame.
Very much is. I mean, you added that element to it, and I mean, for making taking something that is a shitty situation, it kind of reminds me like with your last album where you had Snake in the Grass. Like, it's a very if you know you know track, but it implies a lot of things that people have gone through. And I think even from that album to this album, like when you have like the light and the dark and everything that goes into that, because I was listening to that, beautifully done, man. And I look at it from a stance like this, from everything that you had from the light and the dark, that just takes you out of where you were to where you are now. I know that song obviously really means a lot to you, Desiree.
Yeah, and again, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had to write a song like that for obvious reasons. And Light in the Dark was the first one that I've written in the last 12 months that hit over 2,000 Spotify streams, followed by what was second? I think it's Every Single Scar.
Yes.
But that one's definitely up there anyway. But yeah, Light in the Dark is pretty self-explanatory, and it's about moving on and finding that spark again, I guess. But the thing is, Light in the Dark is in the middle of the album, and then The Traitor is after it. So I had to kind of find something to bridge between the two of them, because they're very different songs, they're very different moods. So I put in that little intermission, which kind of fades from that piano piece at the end of Light in the Dark, and then you slowly hear the fiddles joining in, and all of a sudden it turns into a little bit of a jig, and then it jumps straight into The Traitor. Yeah, those are very polar opposite phases of the past few months, and I'm very proud of them both for different reasons.
I will say this, and here's what also gets me, and I know this will make you laugh because of my music taste, so yes, I'll go to the 90s pop for a second here for my example. It's like with any group, like, for example, I'll put it like this. Britney Spears, when she came out with Baby One More Time, then Crazy, then you had From the Bottom of My Broken Heart. With any musician, with any group, with any artist, you have to have that nice little ballad, meaningful song. Even if you look at Evanescence, man, like we mentioned, like you had Bring Me to Life, you had Going Under, you had Everybody's Fool, and then here comes My Immortal, and it's like, oh my god, right?
Yeah, you had the normal version, and you had the band version.
Yes.
I think a lot of people prefer the normal version, where it just stays kind of sad, but I do love that kick in of the band in the released version, the single version. And again, that's the thing with Light in the Dark too. When I originally produced it, it was all male vocals, and I just felt like something was missing. So when it gets to that after the bridge and it jumps into the dual vocals, I think there's just such an impact of that female voice coming into it at the end. And it is also kind of very poetic in terms of the theme of the song, that the female just jumps in at the end there, and all of a sudden the whole atmosphere of the song changes.
I think what's great about that too is how I like how you blended everything together. I mean, I look at it from a stance with clarity, and I got to bring this up just because I made me laugh, because I think you might know where I'm going with this, but I'm going to go with this. Like, you have Rain 3 on here, right? Like Rain 3 for clarity. It reminds me of, just because I'm a Breaking Benjamin, and I'll say this because I know you enjoy Breaking Benjamin too, because they had that rain, rain, go away, come again.
Love Breaking Benjamin. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no Rain 4 on World's End. I did say when we did the first interview that I was only going to do a trilogy of Rain songs. And obviously, we didn't get a chance to talk about Clarity. And to be honest, I didn't really promote it all that much. But I feel like Clarity was kind of my therapy before the therapy, if you will. Mm-hmm. I think like the first and second albums were written a year ago, So they kind of we're both done before the big, no pun intended, plot twist. So Clarity was the first like full album that I wrote fresh, and it was very much full of fresh and trauma. So now you've got World's End, which is much more grounded and I think much more settled.
I like how you put that because I'll stick to the Breaking Benjamin part because I know you'll like this too. It's like when you look at the cover art for that and how where they went from albums past and then you get to that Dear Agony album. Oh my God. Like right? Like just like the different turn it takes. So this is kind of like your Dear Agony album, but then it just goes on to where you are now.
Well, yeah, I mean, like with Linkin Park too, like the first two albums were very much of the genre. And then Minutes to Midnight came out and it took a lot of people by surprise because it went in all these different directions. That there was still some heavy rock in there, but then you had songs like Leave Out All the Rest, which I think caught people off guard because it was so soft and different. And then A Thousand Suns came out afterwards, and again, even more different, much softer in tone, much more experimental. And then you had like the Catalyst on there, which was like a party song. Like this is Linkin Park, but it was still a banger. And I was one of those who never really looked at it and was like, this isn't Linkin Park. Like I always listened to every different direction they went in and thought, you know what, this is great for what it's meant to be. Like they're experimental and it's a good experimental. You don't have to like it, but I'm very much open to, I guess, different genres. Maybe not all of them. There's some genres I cannot fucking stand. Like fucking Clubland can fuck off. But most things I like we just said on this album, there's a fucking Irish jig song in the middle of it, in the middle of a rock album.
Well, I mean, all right, I'll mention someone else that you and I both like. And this is where, again, we go back to our early 2000s rounds. It's like you listen to Saliva's back into your system, and you and I love that album. That's one of
my
our
favorite albums.
Yes, that's why I know you'll like this. It's like when you have Always, and you have like all these songs on there, and then you have, but you know, can you find it in your heart to make this go away? Rest in Pieces, yes, like that, like everything that they encompass. Like they had the ballad, they had the hard rock edge, and their constant style from where Josie Scott was with the Survival of the Sickest to where we got on Blood and everything, like that really transcended. I'll be honest with you, I've listened to the new guy. He's all right, but nothing will ever beat Josie Scott.
You know what? They Don't Really Care About Us is a great cover. I'll give him that much.
That is true, yes. That definitely.
But then again, you know what? I hold my hands up. I am a big Michael Jackson fan. I grew up on Michael Jackson, and then I grew up on AC/DC and Ozzy.
I mean, nothing will ever beat. All I want to say is that They Don't Really Care About Us. Oh, and everything. Yes, but that was Michael Jackson too, and I also equated it to like this, man, like with Ozzy's final concert. Like, oh my God, broke me. But think of it like this. With what we got with Ozzy, could you imagine what we would have gotten with the Michael Jackson This Is It tour if that would have happened?
Yeah. Like even the behind the scenes thing that they released after he died of like all the rehearsals of This Is It, and it was still like, this is awesome. Like, and if the behind the scenes, the rehearsals is this good, yeah, imagine how good the final show would have been.
But that's the thing too. I mean, even for the movie that it was, and even Ozzy getting to do what he did and just going through it, like I look at it like that's the amazing part about what we do as far as the craft goes and every facet of life that we are involved in. And I mean, I'll even say this to you, like perfect example is one of the songs on your latest album coming up is Time to Shine. I love that album. It's very motivational. It very just goes up to it with as far as the song goes. It really hooks me, man, because it really does hit you right in here. Talk about Time to Shine, because that really does elevate a lot of people to where they want to go and just everything.
Time to Shine. I don't even know if that was meant to be a full song. I wrote the first verse and the chorus because I wanted to write something like that for Promomania, because we had Promomania 10 in April, and there was nothing really on the Clarity album that had just come out, I think, that really encompassed that annual pride that we have from like Promomania, WrestleMania, the big events. So I started writing Time to Shine, like just enough for the video package. But obviously I liked it so much I had to extend it and turn it into a full song. So obviously Promomania came out before that song was finished. And then I finished it and then released it as a single. But yeah, Time to Shine is, I don't know what song to compare it to. I think it has a bit of a shine down feel to it.
I can feel that as well because Shinedown, when they had Sometimes Goodbye is a Second Chance, and then they had songs like, Save Me and everything like that. It's like a mixture between that, but also a nice little blend between those two great songs. Like you kind of mix with Time to Shine.
Yeah. And then, yeah, like you said, it is inspirational in a way. And it's obviously just about taking your moment and running with it and not taking anything lying down, I guess.
I mean, then you go from that, then you have Coming Home, and I'm not talking about like Mama, I'm Coming Home, which I love.
Well,
yeah.
It's funny you say that because I will absolutely admit that song was inspired by Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I think you can kind of see that a little bit,
yeah.
But I wrote that while I was recently on holiday, and it's because I wanted to write a song about coming home, and we mentioned the Osbournes, and one scene that has lived rent free in my head since seeing it was there was an episode where Ozzy was on tour, and as he was coming home, there was a shot of the plane coming down, and they obviously played a clip from Mama, I'm Coming Home, and I thought it was just a great symbolism. And that's the only image that I had in my head while I was writing this song. So it was very much a tribute to Ozzy before we lost Ozzy, because this was written in May, and then we lost Ozzy just a couple of weeks ago.
The timing on that, wow.
Yeah, the time. I'm glad I did this song before Ozzy passed, because I think that would have been a little bit of a cliche. So I'm glad I got to write this song that was inspired by Ozzy and Black Sabbath before we even knew we were going to lose him. Because I mean, I know he's had this illness for a long time, but like it still kind of came out of nowhere. Because like you said, we had this concert a few weeks ago, and then he passed. I think it was 19 days after the show.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the tributes have flooded in. So again, I'm glad I got to do this song while we still had Ozzy.
You know what it is too that also got me, because we got we had 4 deaths in 1 week. We had Malcolm Jamal Warner, which that was horrible, like him drowning. That just broke me. And you got Ozzy, another one, and then you have Chuck Mangione, and then you have friggin' Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, what in the hell, man?
I mean, Ozzy and Hogan were bad enough. Like, the 2 household names that both transcended their genres and their industries. And, like, you couldn't really go out onto the street and find somebody who didn't know Ozzy Osbourne or Hulk Hogan. And we lost them both within a week.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's always just cherishing one another and just really just take it in those moments. I mean, no matter what field you're in or whatever craft you're performing, you leave behind a legacy. And I will say this, speaking of legacy, we're going to talk about this one over here, Mr. Captain. Let's talk about your legacy here before we go into our closing thoughts here. Your legacy thus far for where you want to go. And the reason why I put this in, I love asking this question, Dazzy Dangerously. What are some of the takeaways and what are some of the things that you've been grateful thus far within your music tenure?
I guess don't doubt yourself, because again, I didn't expect to write 4 albums in 12 months, but here we are. And I'm actually halfway through a 5th already too, before this one even comes out. Sorry, I can't stop writing. I think it was the same on the first episode. We were promoting the first and second albums, and I was like, "Yeah, by the way, I've written the third one."
I'm like, Jesus, like that was what I was saying. I didn't even said that to you. I'm like, my God, man, do you like not put the pen down?
No, I know, and I think this is why I didn't really promote Clarity as much as I should have, because by the time that released, again, I was halfway through this album, so I've tried to promote this one a little more, and I've tried to slow down a little bit on writing the next album, but it is like half done. Um, Maybe I'll slow it down a little bit more and look towards 2026, because again, I've had 4 albums in 12 months, 3 this year, including this one. Um, so yeah, I don't know what else to say other than as a Joker said, well, I mean, I do it for free, but if you're good at something, never do it for free. But I do it for free. Um, it's been nice seeing the growth though. Spotify climbs up, YouTube does all right, SoundCloud does all right too.
That's the thing, man. I think with everything that you're really encompassing with SoundCloud, you have so many different platforms. I'll be honest with you, folks. I binged it the last couple of days. I was so into it, like I couldn't stop. And I'll tell you this straight up, not just because you're my friend and I love you, but it's the truth from your artistry. But I listened to both of these 2 albums within the span of a day or two because I was so hooked with them. Because you got me with Clarity because it touched the feels. You got me with this one because it was a roller coaster ride. But that's the beautiful part about music, man. Like you just can't stop. And well, like Ozzy Osbourne, I don't want to stop, and I didn't want to stop listening to these albums, man.
No, and I hope I don't stop writing, because even when I think I don't know how much more I can do, more ideas just keep flooding in. I will say there's not an awful lot of rap on this album. There was a bit on the first, there was a bit on the second. There was, I think, slightly less on the third. There's a lot more on the next one already. I will say that. And there's also a lot of more female vocals on the next one too, because again, I'm just having so much fun with those dual vocals. And I look at it like I always say, Linkin Park's a huge influence. I look at it like a blend between old Linkin Park and new one. If you had a universe where you've got Mike, Chester, and Emily, then there's so many different things you can do, and that's why I think I have so much fun with all the vocals and all the genres incorporating into these albums.
I look at it like this, and you mentioned there's going to be more rap with that, but let's put it like this. Look at one of the greatest rappers of all time, Eminem. We had Angry Eminem and his angriness, and then we transcended. And then we had Eminem in the 2010s, even to now. Like, he still has some great stuff, and people can talk about how he's gotten older, but Eminem will always be Eminem. Like, that's just the beauty of his character and what he really revolutionized.
Older, but there's no slowing him down. And I think we skipped one. There was Angry Eminem. There was also a phase of Fuck Them Kids Eminem.
Yes! That's right. Yes, the Fuck Them Kids Eminem. Oh.
I love how Eminem came out and like this is came back in this new generation of, dare we say, snowflakes. And like people are being offended by some stuff that Eminem is saying, and we're just like, really? That's what you're offended by? That's tame. You should hear some other stuff from him, and we didn't give a shit.
No, you know what that reminds me of? They put the warning on friggin' Rush Hour, and people were, oh God, here's what pissed me off. Like, I love Rush Hour is your jam, it's my jam, it's a lot of our jams. But then they put a warning on that because, these jokes may be outdated and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really?
Yes. God. They do that with Only Fools and Horses in the UK when they show it on TV now, which is an iconic British sitcom. It's legendary. It's a household staple pretty much over here. You can't really go many places in the UK without finding somebody who knows Only Fools and Horses. But yeah, we get disclaimers now for outdated dialogue or outdated language, and I get it. Some of it are how do I casual slurs, I guess, but they are very much of the time. The 80s was a very different time.
Did you also see? This also ties into what you're saying here. Did you also see they had the Gen Zers watch American Pie for the first time? This. They were saying it was problematic.
Oh my god, this is so offensive.
Oh my god.
Why are you getting offended by a dude fucking an apple pie?
Yes.
There's worse things to get offended about and get your knickers in a twist over.
I think one of them was like, all they want to do is just they think they're legends because they're scoring with the girl. I'm like, that was the whole thing of 90s comedy with kids in high school and wanting to score on their prom. Like, what are you new? Like, come on. That was what it was. That's what it was.
You know what, though? We grew up on fucking like American Pie and stuff like that. And South Park. We grew up on South Park and then Family Guy. And for some reason, people that grew up on those shows are now getting offended by stuff.
Did you watch the season premiere of South Park?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen a bit, yeah.
Yes.
And I just saw like one headline: South Park is back.
This
is South Park now.
It was like the people who were getting offended at it. I'm like, well, it was mostly on the right side, but I'm like, y'all realize like it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, like they go after everybody. Like what do we do here? Like, come on, man.
Dude, there's absolutely nobody has ever been safe from South Park, and well, I mean from Matt Troy and Matt Troy, Matt Stone and Troy Parker. Nobody's ever been safe from either of them. No. I've seen Book of Mormon twice. I'm hoping to see it a third time this year. And like, there's literally a scene set in hell, and there's like fucking Darth Vader and OJ in one scene, and it's set in hell. Who else is in there? Jeffrey Dahmer's in there too.
Yes, Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, that's the best part of it, man. And I mean, the Gen Zers, like they don't know. They ain't about this life. They ain't. But no. I mean,
but the stuff we grew up on, hands up if you fucked up.
I like that segue. Very nice. Yes. So I got to bring this up to you as well, just because, again, he knows my music taste. Did you see what UK group came back for a reunion after 20 plus years?
No.
5, baby, when the
Five.
That's why I had to pray. At least it's not Blazing Squad.
I don't think they can find everybody in Blazing Squad to reunite.
Well, how could? All right, well, we'll use the same argument. How could they find the people in 5? My God, I saw their documentary years ago. What the fuck? Everybody was so fucking drugged out, bro.
Blazing Squad reunited here in this town, like, oh man, I want to say 15, maybe 20 years ago, and they got egged.
Oh my God.
Nobody wanted to see him.
It reminds me of like, and God rest his soul, Paul from S Club 7. They were going to do that reunion, then he passed. Oh, that broke me too. Oh,
I like a bit of S Club.
Did you? I got to find it. Somebody, and you know how you can find anything with YouTube now, just because everybody uploads everything. Somebody, and I I forgot your YouTube channel, and I apologize. Somebody uploaded the whole first season, the whole 7 hours of Miami 7.
Miami 7 is how I discovered S Club 7. In fact,
see,
for a while I thought they were called Miami 7, and then like, I think it was in Greece actually. I was on holiday in Greece, and I mentioned Miami 7, and I like their music. And then I think the waitress was like, "No, they're called S Club 7." I'm like, "What?"
Well, here's the thing. We had it different in the States. So for us, you had Miami 7. We had S Club 7 in Miami. But which is the same fucking thing. It's pretty much the same thing.
Then this grinds my gears. It's like every time I hear Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I'm like, no, it's Philosopher's Stone. Stop.
Yes. I'm aware.
That's the only one they changed. They didn't change anything else that was a little bit more confusing. Just the Philosopher.
You know, it's funny. Like we were talking about "Mom, I'm Coming Home" with Ozzy. I have to go back to the "Coming Home" thing just because not only is it a great song. When I thought of "Home," I thought of the other "Home," which because they used to play it all the time back in the mid 2000s, and it used to grind my gears. To quote this one quote in Family Guy, what used to grind my gears was fucking Daughtry. I'm coming home to the place.
Yeah, I like Daughtry, but
It's all right, but
you know,
after a while, yeah.
I went through a phase where I listened to a lot of Daughtry, and Home was like one of my favorite songs from Daughtry.
Okay.
And then,
yeah,
fucking Westlife came out with a cover of it, and now I hate it.
You mean Westlife in there? I swear it all over again, all over.
Literally built their career on covers.
You know who they even covered that was even okay? Now we're going to go into this just very briefly. I'm sorry, but you brought this out of me. So Westlife, you know who they covered? Like who was just weird that they covered? They covered
Billy Joel.
Brooks. No, they covered Garth Brooks when he was Chris Gaines, and that "Heaven Knows I'm Head Over."
Well, at least it wasn't the Thunder Rolls. Please don't touch that song.
No, please don't. Please don't. And you see,
don't anybody touch that song.
Well, it was different with Westlife because when we got them in the States, like Westlife, your version of "Swear It All Over Again," they're in like an auditorium. I know. Our version, they're at a fucking car wash. And I'm like, what the fuck does the car wash have to do with that? And they're kicking a soccer ball. I'm sorry. Soccer ball, not football.
Football.
Foosball, yes. And it made no fucking sense. But anyway, I digress.
But yes, say, you know what? I say nobody should touch the Thunder Rolls. I actually think Shinedown could do a good cover of that.
Well,
I'm just putting it out there, Brent Smith. You got the voice for it. Simple Man is one of my favorite songs in the world. It's up there with Disturbed's "Sound of Silence," one of my favorite songs in the world. And I know David Draymond just got booed for his his political views. Something he said got him booed. But I love Disturbed. 10,000 Fists is one of my most replayed albums. I think I played it every day in 2005.
So you're stricken is what you're telling me.
I'm stricken. I'm stricken by 10,000 Fists, and I'm alive. I'm still alive.
I like your style. It reminds me of what Daughtry. Again, this goes back to wrestling. Like if you remember Backlash 07, there and back again. No more questions. Why?
That was weird. I did not expect to see Daughtry on a WWE pay-per-view.
Right? Right?
Like I know he was on American Idol and stuff, but first of all, he didn't win. But after American Idol, I just thought he was kind of like a niche thing. Like not many people knew about him. But then all of a sudden he's on a WWE pay-per-view. But then again, saying that, they use a lot of artists now that I've never heard of and have no clue who they are. Like there was one episode of Raw. I forget. I think it was in Atlanta actually, and they show all these different rappers in the crowd, and I'm like, I don't know a single one of them.
I was right there with you. I can't. I didn't grow up on and I know who 2 Chainz is, obviously, but I don't need to know Lil Yachty and
no. There's like a close up in the crowd, and there's a pop. And I'm like, I don't know who this is. Literally, the Family Guy meme. It lives rent free in my head. The scene from Family Guy where Brian's listing off a bunch of people, and Peter just goes, "I don't know who any of those people are."
I'll do another one for you. I know this will go out of left field, but SpongeBob SquarePants. When Patrick comes home and finds everybody hiding on the rock, who are you people?
Literally, anytime WWE show a celebrity in the crowd, don't know.
Well, I mean, look at even the Hogan tribute last night. Like the song that they picked was "Ordinary" by Alex Warren, and I'm like, okay, not bad.
That was surprising because I probably cannot turn the radio on any day without hearing that song. It blew up.
They used a lot of good ones. I mean, I think for us, like with Fuel, like I grew up with Fuel, hemorrhage in my hands, like your hand, as we all did. But then every time if you're a wrestling fan, Fuel, leave the memories alone.
Yes, Ric Flair, WrestleMania 24.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness gracious!
And that became a meme too. Anytime there's something sad, leave the memories alone.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Flair on friggin' that got me too? Besides like Bischoff, Jimmy Hart, and his son, like Rick just pouring out, friggin' crying over the Hulkster. Like that got me too, right in the feels, man. Friggin' Ric Flair.
Yeah. To be honest, I was too focused on Nick.
Yeah, me too.
To be
I know.
honest, but then also after the video package, just CM Punk stoic as fuck.
Yep. Yep. I noticed.
There was a million places in the world he wanted to be. It was like that meme of Vietnam when you just zoned in and there's like a superimposed green screen helicopter and you're just going through trauma. That was Punk's expression. He was just.
I think for me too, and what also gets me about that, and I mean we've said our things about Hogan, and you'll hear it on Steve and Mike when I put it out, but it gets me like this. The man, like you mentioned with Nick, like the man's a father. He had Brooke, he had Nick. Like at the end of the day, too, you could say what you want, but also you have to look at those two kids lost a father. Like that's the main family. And I mean,
yeah, I think we take the good with the bad. Yes, there was so much negativity around Hulk in the last decade. But like a lot of us have said, and like a lot of us are probably gonna say in these tributes, he did so much for wrestling. We wouldn't be talking about or probably watching wrestling if it wasn't for Hogan. He literally laid the foundations with Hulkamania to make wrestling what it is today.
There is one other movie I do have to mention that he was in.
Suburban Commando.
That too, Mr. Natty Thunder Paradise. But the one that always made me laugh was Muppets in Space. Oh, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hey, brother, I'm a bad guy now.
I'm going to say The Three Ninjas 3.
Yes, that too. Okay, perfect. I like it. I like your style. Okay.
I love The Three Ninjas. Although 1 and 2, yeah, the third one with Hogan, not because of Hogan, the third one was just a cheap cash in, like a lot of prequels were in the 90s, like Beethoven 3.
Yes. Now for me, it's like it's crazy. Like you have the Naked Gun coming out with Liam Neeson, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
No, and I like Leslie Nielsen, but I'm not super familiar with Naked Gun. I'm more Dracula Dead and loving it when it comes to Leslie Nielsen. But yeah, there's a lot of remakes these days, and Liam Neeson is also a little bit tainted. Last few years or so, you can take him or leave him, I guess.
I mean, I will find you and I will kill you. We'll still never not get old.
He will never get over that line, that quote. It will be with him for the rest of his career and life.
I mean, look at Ted. I'd like to buy some cereal.
Do you know what? I love that cameo. That's probably the best thing Liam Neeson has done since Taken. So if I purchase this cereal, there would be no comebacks.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, buddy.
I won't be followed home. No, that's not in our budget now.
It's so good. Speaking of so good, before we close
I won't forget what you've done for me today. I would rather you did.
I would rather you did. Oh my God! Before we close this out, folks, this is what we've been doing for 9 years. It's we got to get it out of our systems. So,
but the good thing about it is, obviously, we're going to be going into a new show at some point in the very near future. We're looking forward to. I've mentioned it on Max a few weeks ago. We just haven't had a chance to get around to doing it. Mike will be the first guest on my new side show, Bob, which will be focusing on our favorite movies, specifically yours, called 5 Films to Die For, which I'm really looking forward to doing. And that's where you're probably going to see just how much Mike and I can shoot the breeze like we've been doing over the last 9 years. When we get talking about movies, even if we've got a script, it goes out the fucking window.
Well, he's my fellow Ute, ladies and gentlemen. This is my fellow Ute.
Two Utes.
Two Utes. We'll save that for that show. Now, if y'all want to do this, we're gonna do it up like a tip cup here, y'all. Captain's Revenge on the YouTube. Go out of your way and subscribe to this fine channel. As you can see in the middle there, our last edition of Beyond the Music, and so many great songs from the Captain. Links will be in the description below this on my YouTube channel, as well as this fine YouTube channel. Go out of your way and subscribe to Captain's Revenge. And now, as we get that over here, Dazzy, you have another thing coming as well this week with Promo Slam. What can we expect coming Thursday on Max?
Yeah, so Promo Slam is one of our biggest events of the year on Max Wrestling. Obviously, it's Promo Mania, there's Promo Rumble. All for One's become a pretty big show. That was a great show a couple weeks ago, but Promo Slam has had kind of a slow build. There was a couple of matches announced for it in advance, and then the last week or so, we've really filled out the card. I think now there's 5 matches. I'm going for 2 titles. I think it's going to be, hopefully, if everything falls into place, one of our best shows this year. There's a lot of good things stacked up. We've mentioned Hulk Hogan. We have Amir on the show, who, breaking kayfabe. He portrays 80 wrestler, and if you don't get the play on words there, that is 80s wrestler, because he is a reference to Hulk Hogan. And he plays it so well. So we've got 80. We've got the return of Robert Davis. I think he's going for his first title since the promo title, which we discontinued like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Rob and AT are going for the tag team titles. Chris Reed, I'm praying for you, because you're going up against Daniel Crimmins in a no holds barred promo exhibition. And if you are not familiar with DC, with Daniel Crimmins, he does not hold back.
Oh no.
There is absolutely no traffic cones or velvet rope on this guy. He's a promo juggernaut. If you have a single vein on display, he will cut it. I'm going for the Knowledge title against Teddy P. I'm also putting my Welsh title on the line, formerly the North Carolina title, formerly the Dual title, against Cypher's TV title. That's going to be a TV Rules promo match. Travesty is up against the Demon S for the world title, which nobody really saw coming. That came out of nowhere last week. And obviously, on top of all that, we're predicting SummerSlam, which is a 2-night event for the first time this year. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam, actually. And I gotta say, this is gonna tie into music. I really wasn't looking forward to the celebrity tag match, but Jelly Roll has really won me over.
Did you see his interview, Jacker? Fuck Logan Paul.
I did, yeah. And you know what? I think it's the interviews that have won me over. Seeing how passionate he is, like we see celebrities involved in wrestling all the time, and we're just like, meh. But Jelly Roll is so into it, and you can tell that he's a genuine, longtime fan. And so his promos are really good too. So I'm actually looking forward to this tag match now, much more than I thought I was. And I think he's really earned my respect by dropping 100 pounds literally just for this match. Much respect.
He had me when he choke slammed him through Jimmy Kimmel's table on Jimmy Kimmel Live, so that even makes it more sweet.
You know what though? Even last year, that choke slam was solid. I remember saying that was a sweet choke slam.
But that's the thing. You have more people who are indebted to the business, and you could tell he loves it. Like, I'm looking forward. And plus, when you're training with Jacob Fatu and all these people at the Performance Center, you can tell he's really getting into it.
Yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to it. And the theme song for Promo Slam is from this new album. Plot Twist is the theme song. And I think that ties into the feuds that we've had going on lately. Like the huge plot twist in that Buried Alive match we had at All For One, where the Kingpin got buried. Nobody saw the Demon S turning on him. I didn't see it coming. And now we've got a new faction called the CWO, which is Cross Worlds Order. Everybody's just bringing out factions in Max.
Oh, you also
Yeah,
forgot.
literally an NWO reference.
You forgot to mention the best part about AT Wrestler. Oh, you see the muscles even when I'm wearing a robe, brother. They're coming out the robe. Look at it. Look at it. Ah.
If you notice, whenever AT Wrestler cuts a promo, obviously we have the nameplates on Max, so it tells you, who they are, if they're a champion or whatever. On AT's nameplates, it usually says something like AT Wrestler has 41-inch pythons, or a reference to Hogan.
I love that so much. We have so many great characters coming out the woodwork with Max, and I look forward to checking out Promo Slam, as y'all should, on the Max Wrestling YouTube channel, and subscribe not only to Dazzy, but myself with S&M Network shows. You get some old school Max with Dazzy and God rest his soul, David Gillum, aka The Butcher, and so many great memories of the Max Wrestling podcast. My love for Rachel Riley, my Mikey Titan, and so much more that came within the Max Wrestling podcast. Such a great journey that I'm so happy to be a part of, and still even around, even as not as much as I was, but I appreciate you holding it down, man, and doing your thing. So for Daz,
10 years.
10 years, brother. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, sir. So before we close this out, I gave y'all the YouTube for myself and the Captain's Revenge. Dazzy, promote as well. World's End, everything coming Friday. The floor is yours. Where can we check it out? Spotify? Go ahead, dude.
Yes, World's End is out midnight on Friday everywhere, hopefully, because I released a traitor as a single on July 4th. And it released everywhere except for Spotify. There was some kind of delay. I don't know what it was, but it came out a week late on Spotify. But the album was approved a while ago, so hopefully there's no fallbacks on that, and it does drop on Spotify at midnight. But rest assured, in all likelihood, it will be everywhere else: YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Amazon Music. You can check out Clarity and the previous two albums before that right now as well, Distortions and Monster. There's actually two YouTube accounts for Captain's Revenge. There's one that I created, and then there's one that kind of feeds off of the music that gets released through all these different streaming services. You'll probably see the word topic next to it. They just upload automatically whenever I release something on streaming services. They upload automatically to this topic account, so you can find a lot of the music on YouTube anyway. And then Promo Slam is this Thursday. It's not a 2-night event like Promo Mania or like SummerSlam. I think we're gonna do well to fit those 5 matches in one show. We went close to 3 hours with All for One a few weeks ago. That just went longer than we expected. But yeah, you can get all those matches and SummerSlam predictions on Promo Slam this Thursday. New album drops on Friday, and yeah, like I said, I'm already in the middle of writing the 5th one.
Well, we will definitely be back for episode 3 to talk about that, and I can't wait to listen. I'm glad we're doing these because it shows security, man. Oh,
and again, 5 Films to Die For is hopefully coming very soon, where Mike and I will talk on the first episode about Mike's 5 favorite movies of all time.
He knows about like 3 of them.
Yeah, there's got to be some Joe Pesci in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, he knows like 3 of them. So, well,
am I a fucking clown? I amuse you.
Yes. I'll even throw a freaking Bronx Tale up in there, man, which is just friggin' Robert De Niro and everything. Didn't I tell you not to go to the bar? I went to the bar. I'm sorry.
And I do think everybody that has been watching Max for long enough should know by now that one of the movies that Moses and I always bond over is Ready to Rumble.
You know what I got to say to that?
Sal
Bandini, want to wrestle?
You kicked an old guy in the face. Crazy son of a bitch is trying to kill me.
Don't you know that you shouldn't be standing in the ring when there's a ladder match going on? Look, people shit on that movie, but it's so good.
Why? It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie about wrestling. It's not supposed to.
I think what pissed people off at the time was that it really broke kayfabe. But now we're just like, you know what? We all know how it works, and WWE themselves are now releasing documentaries about how it fucking works. You can't. Kayfabe's dead.
Yes,
kayfabe is dead.
And if you don't like that, I will bust you. That's it. That's it.
I broke my butterfinger, baby.
It's so good. Anyway, for Dazzy Dangerously, my name is Mike Larkin. This concludes another Beyond the Music. Thank you, Dazzy. And for Meatball, I am your Thunderlips, and we're in the flesh, baby.
That's the name of the game.
Damn.